that road. And then not just Wortham, right? But you've got the little elementary school, whatever it is right there. Then you've got Beach. You've got their field house cameras and all their stuff. You've got Long Hollow Baptist Church, all their cameras. And I'm going to tell you this, they're good-ass cameras. But in every road. And then I didn't know this, that majority of homes that are going down Long Hollow all have a fucking computer system, like a state-of-the-art camera system, which is Ring or anything like that. And you know what's crazy? Somebody made this point, and I thought it was actually kind of funny, but not, is that unfortunate to the store warships, right? They used the older technology, and the data only stayed for 7 days before it reverted and didn't go to a server. But Ring, Google Nest, and everybody's 30 days or 14. And I'm like, holy crap.
If they're paying for it. If they're paying for it.
Yeah,
Stephen, I'm sorry, Stephen. Do you remember yesterday, what about the BJ cameras? Remember we were talking, do we know anything about the camera? Were they pulled finally?
Every camera system, and I will tell you this, 716, BJ is one of the people.
My name is Cindy, Stephen. Stephen, my name is Cindy. I'm sorry.
Oh, Cindy, sorry.
That's okay.
But so disrespectful.
Hold on a second.
That's it.
Hold on a second. Stephen, Cindy is the one that helped me create my first TikTok account.
Oh, awesome.
I can be playing.
Yeah, no, you told me this the other day, and then I started watching her stuff, actually. So,
I watched yours.
I
I did a big deep dive on yours in case you couldn't tell when I had 50,000 likes on your story.
yeah.
I love doing that.
No offense, I love reading her comments, man, because people go wild on her. They're like,
Aren't they so mean? Stephen, aren't people so mean to me?
They're like, why do you mean he ate the face? It didn't eat the face. Well, yeah, it kind of did, actually. I mean, she's telling the truth. She's just saying it in a different way.
It's like everybody acts like they're in middle school again, and it's
People are so mean to me on my videos. But go ahead, Stephen. Sorry.
No,
That's been happening on Cindy's videos forever. It's not like a new trend with Sebastian. It's always happened, unfortunately.
Always.
It just goes to show it's always been around, unfortunately.
Always. Yep.
What blows my mind, well, earlier I got striked, by the way, because apparently I did not know my live video had started, and I had a fake pin thingy, and yeah. And
I seen that, and I was like, why does he have a violation? And then I read it. I was like, oh.
Oh, my God. Did you see what the people were saying in the comments?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody's reported you. They're attacking you. I was like, no, it
Just to let you know about the vape and stuff, they have to, with the new guidelines, they have to put that at the bottom for a certain period of time. I don't think it's a straw. I think it's just it's a precaution for the audience to know that, it's a substance. So,
awesome.
I mean, I've had a marker in my hand before, and I've gotten that strike. But not a strike, but a warning. So I don't think it's
if y'all noticed,
based off the new information, would it be safe to theorize that if that's factual and there was video of him possibly in the area of Hersham's, right? And
I don't want to go too deep into that because we didn't get any information about any location of the video.
Right. Okay. That's the only thing.
If the footage is of the area where CP's mom's car was seen, right? Then it would be safe to say that she had him. This is theorizing, nothing else, just to be clear. And that she could have possibly passed him off to Katie's mom if he was in contact with her.
I mean, it's all possible, right?
That would be
very
insane.
Possible scenario. Because you got to think why.
That would be insane for her, being an SA, being a registered offender. She would have to know that they would become looking for her just out of investigative purposes. Right.
The only thing that was very frustrating on being in front of this guy and these people, right, is first and foremost, I want to speak on the behalf of Sumner County Sheriff's Department. Dude, they were phenomenal. They were nice. They as soon as I mentioned what I was there for, they didn't treat me any way. I said, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Obviously, I go back and I'm trying to put facts together because I just want y'all to know it doesn't look good for you guys out in the media presence right now over Sebastian. And I said, I'm not in any way trying to cause any problems. I want to be able to shed light on you guys that you are doing your job. And that I said, I will be one of the first ones to say I criticized you really harshly at the very beginning. I said I was using my emotion. I said, then I started thinking logical and started realizing wait a minute, this has got to be going somewhere else. But then after 72 hours, just within 72 hours, the case went from runaway, 24 hours later, missing child. Now, wait a minute, something else has got to be going on. Now we're digging. And I'm like, I wish that was stuff you could have just said, right? Why couldn't we know this? Why couldn't you just say this to everybody so we would stop fucking theorizing about everything? Sorry, Ocean, I don't mean it like that, but you know what I mean. It's why? Because people are taking theories and making them factual. The one on YouTube that's hardcore factual person, and I ain't even going to mention it.
No, lay down. Oh, sorry, guys. My dog. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's just
Brother was muted.
And let me tell you guys something. For everybody, which I know everybody on this panel does, and I hate it that we have to turn off the comments, but I trust you guys. But look, for everybody that gives a shit about Sebastian and Seth, even the people that are recording that still have a tiny bit of goodness in their heart, the last 24 hours from yesterday at 11 o'clock last night to right now has been the best emotional day for Seth Rogers since Sebastian went missing.
Yeah.
He's riding around right now with a content creator that he trusts that came to town for the vigil early, and he is in the best spirits after finally getting some information since Sebastian went missing. And I think that's what this is all about.
really good.
That's
Can I ask a
amazing.
question though? Can I ask a
Hear
question?
everything going on. It's amazing to hear because that's what we need, right? That's what we want.
Why?
Here, it's
And Stephen, I am not doubting you at all. I'm not. Let me just get that straight. Put that out there. But I'm curious, why would the sheriff's department put this information out there to you and not, one, tell Seth, the parents, right, first?
Because it's not. Here's the thing, is exactly what David said, word for word, that he will not speak on anything that they have found. These were questions I were asking directly, which was about the cameras. Do they have video footage? Was it Sunday? Or what day do we know? I just asked the same questions. Apparently, this was put out there. The same things he answered, the things he can't answer is what direction it is going in, because it could hinder stuff. He said everything I asked was based on questions, honest to God, that we all asked. But apparently, this information with the Sumner County and TBI is where there's a bridge. And honestly, it's almost like that bridge is not communicating with each other, even though they're two.
But how did Seth not even have this information? How did he not know? I did hear him say that there was dash cam video. I did hear him say that. But how did he not know that?
That's Katie's, right?
Let me tell you how, Ocean. Do you remember me telling you guys last night that Seth had been accusing them of not giving him the same information that he was giving CP and KP?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So walk with me down this path. Early on, they asked Seth to do some things in their mind to gain their trust. He didn't do those things, and they cut him off for a long time with communication. He was not getting communication through his PIs. They weren't getting communication on his behalf. Nothing to do with anything their fault. It just wasn't happening. So CP and KP might have had, well, if they chose to share this with them, they might have not shared it with them for obvious reasons, but they may have had information for a long time that we didn't have, Seth didn't have. I can tell you that the three things I shared with you tonight, 1,000% Seth did not have that information.
That's horrible. If that's the case, it
That's
doesn't
not
matter.
okay.
If it does not matter if Seth didn't build the trust, he's the father. And if this information is correct, it is so wrong for them to put that out there to a stranger, Stephen, i.e. Stephen, than the actual parent. That's horrendous.
I agree. But I'll tell you something. I would bet you that after tonight, and if you guys don't think that they don't have law enforcement watching all these content creators, I learned that the easy way with Caleb. I could bet you that after tomorrow, in the spirit of keeping things where they want them, I bet that line of communication opens up.
See, and that's the thing though, like with the Soto case, people pressured them for a press conference, right? There was no information for a long time, even prior to the actual arrest or pending charges. And then they came, after everyone scrutinized them, they came out and they literally just gave a press conference and gave no information. But they were pressured to do that by the media or by social media. So they did it, and they had no answers for no one, but they still did it. I feel like to be ahead of the game, they can't be watching social media to see when we're going to pressure them or someone's going to pressure them. They need to be ahead of the game, even if they have no information, to pop on and give a press conference or do an update on their Facebook page or wherever they want to do, but coming directly from that source and that source only, and providing that as of right now, we don't have any more additional updates for you, but we are currently working on the case to not only settle down social media, but also to settle down the town itself and reassure them that it's not going cold, it's not going cold. And I feel like them waiting for that push is the wrong move. That's just my personal opinion. They should be ahead of the game with that.
Well, they should be doing those. They should be giving regular updates as it is. Like, the fact of the matter is that they've just gone radio silent. And I feel this way about Caleb as well. The fact that both of those cases have gone radio silent for as long as they have, I think it's sad and it's wrong. And it makes, the best way to obviously to find both Caleb and Sebastian is to keep their name out there. And honestly, if it weren't for social media, neither of their names would still be out there. They're not in the media at all anymore. So if it weren't for TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, essentially they would be forgotten about because nobody else is talking about them. And that's really sad. So, they have to be pressured by us, because if they're not, then that's it. Then I'm sorry, but then there's nothing. There's no one doing anything.
Right. And I know that y'all support the hell out of Stephen, if nothing else, just because I do. But I know you guys like him. But I want to make something very clear. Stephen hasn't done a damn thing throughout any of this case since I got involved without talking to me about it. Matter of fact, I got a live freaking video today. Yeah. I didn't even know what I was watching. Like he sent it to me as he was talking to somebody. So, he's done everything to help us, help Sebastian, help Seth, and he and I are going to be doing a whole lot more to help this operation together. But everything he's done with our acknowledgement.
Thank you. I was wanting people to thank you for that, because I first, that's the one thing I do want people to understand is like who you are. Like, I'm doing this for Tony because I'm here, and so he can get what he needs and be able to. Because now he has contacts now. Like David, knows to reach the lead investigator, knows to reach him. So my thing is I wanted to be able to come back and say like, hey, this is what I'm hearing as factual. I went here. Here's the audio stuff. Like even with David, I asked David on his stuff. I'm telling you, dude, they're probably the nicest detective I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, but this is wild to me, though. Why didn't the PIs pass off the information, the contact information to you, Tony? I mean, that would it seems like it would be standard practice. Okay, here's our file. Either hand it over to you or hand it over to Seth. Seth should have gave you the information if he doesn't want to be in contact. It's just mind-blowing to me that they are going to give, no offense to you, Stephen, a stranger off the street, right, versus the father or somebody that's actually working on the father's team. It's wild to me.
Well, and keep in mind, and it's, I I spend a lot of
Ocean,
time.
Tony, let me say this real quick. Ocean, you can call up there tomorrow, and I can guarantee it, they're going to give you the same information. You just tell them,
That's
hey.
wrong.
No, I get it. Because why is it going to us? It doesn't make no. If this is shit that should have been 100% out in the open, and not, if not with us or the community, with at least with Tony and Seth.
Yes,
And-
exactly.
I
But
don't. my problem-
in the defense of the PIs, and I still defend both of them, they did not have a great line of communication with law enforcement either, and I don't understand why.
No, but they should have given you the they could have given you the lead investigator's information, so you could have attempted to make contact with them. It
I
should
have
have taken
that.
Stephen.
I have that, Ocean. I have that from Seth. But to this point, Seth has asked me not to reach out to them and deal with them directly because he's been repairing his line of communication. Now, I will tell you that last week he told me that he was about ready to turn me loose with
We
using
want this
media
kid
to put
found.
pressure on
We
them.
ain't cared. We
But I
ain't
think
cared
that,
about what you're trying to get
we've
him
had
to
other
groove
things
on.
going on,
Okay,
and that just hadn't
this ain't
happened.
Stella got a groove back. This is Tony needs to carry.
Now, was there stuff?
A lot of other things going on.
Now, was there stuff that the PIs knew that Seth didn't know?
That's my question, to be
You,
honest with you.
You heard Seth say on an interview, and that was before my time, but you heard him say that there was some things that they were given that he was not made privy to. Now, I don't know that it was both of them, one of them, what it was, but he made reference to that, and I'll just leave it at that.
Federal DA at one time, or a district attorney or assistant district DA, and she had just texted me. She's just like, I'm holding my tongue. And that's just funny because man, you want to talk about, she's working a case right now outside of this, is for Chicago for a very corrupt police officer. It's what she does now. And it's just the things that she's told me stuff that blows my mind. Her name's, I hope she don't mind this. I won't tell her last name. Her name's Kate. And she's a really close friend of mine. And you would think some of the things that should be normal it's not. It's just, there are a lot of places I feel like it's more, I don't know if it's much of lack of resources. I don't know. I have a hard time understanding, because it's funny. You can see police departments all the time making jokes and holiday expressions on Facebook and all this other stuff. But it's like, when it comes to something that's important, it just right over everything. It's like, what the hell? So my biggest thing is that I was dead on, and I would continue even on their Facebook, just to be honest. And you can use my name. They're like, hey, Crabtree said that y'all are going to start posting stuff on this Facebook page. I don't mind that at all, because they were dead set on like they are going to have, they will change that. That is something they will very much so change.
Tony, do you think you can turn the comments back on? Do you think people have calmed down a little bit? See if there's questions, comments from people.
How do I do that?
I was going to ask. Okay. Just go in and act like you're commenting. And,
There we
there
go.
you go. Got it.
Real quick, so the Warshoms, that footage. I know Warshoms doesn't. So where's the Beach High School footage then? Is that what you said that they had? What is
They
the
have
footage?
beaches. They have every camera, every person that had a camera within, it's like 5 miles or something like that of that area. They
5 mile
took it all.
radius of the house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But wasn't it
So-
said that a lot of people, I mean, I don't know why they would be scared of him, but a lot of people in that, over in that area were scared of KP and didn't want to give much footage because they didn't know how he would react?
Not
No,
true.
that's all makeup. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say no. Everything was turned over to law enforcement. If there was no contact, they would put them. Because if you listen to the dispatch call,
Okay.
they literally went house to house to house and would write down if there was no contact. They made contact with them later. You know what I mean? So they did do their due diligence when it came to any footage along that street or within that 5 mile radius. They did do a decent job within that first 11 hours, for sure, 1,000%.
Okay, good. I just heard that somewhere, and I was just like, "Wow, that's sad that they're you know what I'm saying, scared of him. Like, what has he done in that neighborhood to make everybody scared of him?"
And then Stephen, did they
Can I
tell
speak?
you that
Oh, go
they
on.
had information that Sebastian was in contact with Katie's mom?
No, I wouldn't
Where
say
did
it
that
like that.
information come from?
Where did that Tony had that. Tony had that he Tony did. And what is everybody in the comments? Everybody's saying something about a letter.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, what's the letter? What
Where
letter?
is it
are we
at?
talking- Tony, do you know anything about everybody in the comments is talking about a letter? Do you know anything about a letter?
I think they're talking about a text. We got information that Sebastian was texting Katie's mom the night before he went missing.
The text, okay. Do we
Yeah.
have any idea what that text said?
He was texting her about his incredible breakfast he had that day that you all heard Katie talking about.
Is he
Hey, y'all-
normally in contact
That's
with
so
her?
weird. I was gonna say that is so odd because I thought that there was no communication on that part of things.
Hey, I just want to warn y'all. I have a cicada in my house, so if you see me go missing, I had a fucking heart attack.
Oh my God, get rid of it, get rid of
I
it.
need to mute this while I run for my life. So
I
give me
hate
a
those
second.
things. I hate those things. They're the scariest things in the world.
Tony, was Sebastian in communication or frequent communication with Katie's mom?
Not according to what we were told, but clearly we know now that's not true.
And kind of disturbing considering her criminal
Yes.
history.
So Tony, I mean, oh wait, get a cardboard. It will crawl right onto it. Is that for real? Because I hate those things. Tony, people
I
are.
love that the wife is in the background and is like,
Did you see that comment in the
I do
with
the
all
same
the
thing.
sirens?
What?
Is that real or is that a troll?
It's they said something about the Chesapeake area. They said, are they searching Chesapeake, Virginia at her mom's?
Oh, are they? I'm sorry. I thought it said they are. I'm sorry.
So
I've seen that question a bunch. Hey, Bobby, how are you tonight? I've seen
Lottie
that.
said she's sus. Lottie said she's sus. Can you do a recap, please? There's quite a few new people in here, so they're asking for a recap.
I'm gonna hop off right now. I'm
Me
just
too. Beach,
Everyone, real quick before you get off, can everybody follow this account for Beach because some of the bullshit affected her and we need this account to go up at least how many more?
I'm not sure.
You can go live on that one.
You're over 1,000. You should be good now.
Okay,
Beach,
thank you
Beach,
so
I'm very,
much.
very sorry that happened to you tonight, sweetie.
Me
But
too.
still, if anybody's in here, please go follow Jamie's notebook right there. That's Beach's backup account. If you haven't already done so.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Have a good night, Beach, and we all know that you won't let no one silence you.
Nope. I ain't going anywhere.
Good, don't.
Good.
All right.
Bye, Beach.
Bye, Beach.
Night.
Bye.
So,
Yes.
So,
Go ahead.
Bye, Beach.
Night.
Bye.
so,
Yes. Go ahead.
Bye, Beach.
Night.
Bye.
can I ask anybody in my Can I ask anybody in
I think it's echoing because she left.
No, it's Steven's box was lighting up during that.
Okay.
And now he's muted. Unmute for a second, Steve. Steven, unmute for a second. Make sure it's fixed. Steven, for a second. Oh, make sure it's fixed. You might have put earpods in or got a call or something. Make sure it's fixed.
Let's do it again.
You might have put earpods in or got a call or something. Make sure it's fixed.
Let's do it again.
You may have to drop and come right back up. Just swipe out of the app and then request again.
Okay, Tony. So, can you give a recap, please? Because, like I said, there's a bunch of new people in here that didn't hear what was going on.
yes, ma'am. So we got, now y'all know where the information came from. As as you could tell, I was trying to protect certainly him, but we got information today that, last night we got information that Sebastian was actually communicating with Katie's mom the night before he went missing. We got information from law enforcement today that there was actual footage of Sebastian on the 26th, and we thought that the last footage they had was on the 25th, so we know now they've got additional footage. The biggest thing, I think, is that we got information from them that they had a theory the first 72 hours, and after 72 hours, that theory took a 180-degree turn, and that's what I think was the biggest information.
What do you think is the biggest information? Which part do you think is the biggest the biggest new information, Tony? Sorry, I missed that.
Let me bring
Body.
Because we went backwards, and when we looked at the information, it said that the last sighting or the last date was on the 26th, somewhere on Court Drive or wherever, the street name, not the house, not that location, which is where we started to question. There has to be some type of footage after the house, or for them to say that it was somewhere on
TBI poster. I've said it from the beginning. It says he was last seen on February 26th in the area of Stafford Court. I made like 37 videos about this. I knew they had fucking footage of him. I knew it.
Hi, Body.
I knew it. Body's right. Mm-hmm. So what do you think this means? What does everybody like? So what? Let's have it. What does this mean? What do you guys think this means?
I'm telling you, I think he left on his own. I really do, you guys.
You think he left on his own?
Well, I'll tell you why I don't think that. I think that they thought that the first 72 hours, but for them to say they had a 180-degree turn after that, I don't think that they believe that anymore.
Who did they say that to?
I didn't hear that part.
Steven.
Yo.
Gosh, this is just pissing me off. Like, this is wild to me that they are telling me this, Stephen.
I asked the question, was this a criminal investigation or not? He said that information has already been put out there. And I said, what do you mean by that? The TBI spoke about this already. I said, I seen something, but it didn't mean it was factual. I thought it was coming from hearsay. Well, he said, I could tell you that in the first 24 hours, it was a runaway. After that, it turned into a missing case. Then he said, I can tell you that 72 hours into this, we had a whole nother direction we were going. We started collecting footage from all areas that we can look at with all cameras to see what we could come up with, to see whether he really walked off or somebody got him. He said a lot of the cameras were we had a lot of good camera footage in the area. There was a lot of people that brought that forward, right? And he said, so that's where that everybody not coming forward. That's why that was funny because Tony confirmed that just then. I've kept that to myself actually. So the people had came forward. The only thing that was that was late in coming forward, and it's sad for whatever reason, the Worsham stuff. Those people were like 2 weeks later. And again, I don't even know. I've tried to ask that. Nobody will tell me.
But they're still not confirmed. They still have not confirmed that it's a criminal case. They've actually said the opposite, that it's not a criminal case yet.
Who'd you hear that from?
They've never released that it was a criminal investigation yet. So on day eight, they withdrew and they pulled the searches back. And they turned it into an investigation with a possibility of foul play, possible criminal, but never converted to a criminal.
So I'm going to stop y'all right there. So when I asked Sumner, and I was talking about the searches, and I want to commend them first and foremost. The reason why they said they wanted everybody to stay out of their way, and they didn't want no volunteers in this, is because it had been already raining. And there was 3 key areas they were honing in on. And they said in these areas, there was already wash on some of the areas, like where the water is and stuff. He said, we just wanted people to stay out of it because of contamination. He said, we needed every resource that we have available to us to be able to do what we've got to do, it's easily contaminated. And he said, so by having other people in this, we needed people that would specialize in certain things. He said, let me say this. He said, I wish we could search every day. He said, we can't. He said, these are volunteers that hold positions within our organization that either they could be jailers, deputies, whatever, the emergency management specialists, they're all people that have actual jobs at the end of the day within the system. So they can't afford to take that resource and keep them out there. He said that they did not, and he was honest about this, that they had no luck when it come to the searches. That it seemed very strange that if he would have walked off, he said, now again, this is me saying this on a non-professional level, that if this child ran away or he walked off, we would have had some sense, some hit. There was nothing, ever.
But that's still
Okay,
but
but
it
for
still
them to
doesn't.
tell you that is crazy.
It's
Now
still,
that-
yeah.
I have no reason to doubt you. I don't know you. I have no reason to doubt you, but I'm sus. I'm just going to say that.
I'm going to tell you this. Call them. That's all I can tell you. I've done my footwork. There's videos. I'm not putting it on here. Tony and Seth have the.
No, I totally respect that. 100%.
That's a respect thing.
It's just crazy.
Body,
And I'm telling y'all, look, ladies, I love every one of y'all. Please don't ever take mine. But I want you.
I don't want you to think I'm picking on you or anything
No,
like
man,
that. It's just crazy.
y'all know I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, good. Okay, I don't want you to be offended.
No, that's the best part about TikTok, right? It's an open-ended conversation where we throw a series.
Oh man, I could care less if people. I
And
want
Stephen,
body on this.
Please don't
Body,
get it wrong,
Body,
Stephen. We're
Body,
not
I will tell you, hold on a second. Body, I can tell you that if Steven said that he was standing on the corner and he saw a Martian pick up somebody and fly off with him, I would believe that that's what he saw. So, you know.
I'm not saying I doubt Steven. I'm doubting this cop. Like,
right.
Right.
not Steven.
Right.
The only thing I do want to say is that I wish I had the ability, and I'm just being straightforward, the ability to talk to the actual lead investigator, the lead. Now, when I walked in, when you walk you go in front of the courthouse, right? And you go in the front doors, you have to go through the metal detectors, then go down this other hall, and you take it's not a right, kind of goes through a right, if that makes sense. So then you got the right where the chief's office is, where the secretary is, and the first person I ran into was the secretary. And I went in there and said, hey, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. She said, she's looking at me, and she's like, I know who you are. Like, I've seen you. And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, so let me explain myself before we go anywhere. And I told her what I was wanting to know. I said, I just want to know, are y'all actively still involved with Sebastian? And I was like, I just need answers for some questions I have that I've gotten no answers for. And the things is, y'all are getting very scrutinized really heavily online because there's nothing here. There's no information coming from y'all, and it looks very bad. It looks like this has just been forgotten about. And she said, hold on, let me see what the investigator's doing. And she said, will you talk to David? And I was like, where's David? That's the second investigator. And I'm like, oh, okay. I will say that the second investigator told me honestly, hey, I was in classes at the very beginning of this. When all this was going down, I was just in classes.
What type of class? Like training classes for?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it was. And he just had classes, Chase. I have no idea what the hell that means, to be honest. I'm assuming that. And then
I was just wondering.
no, you're good, sweetie. But I can tell you, I don't know half the shit. Y'all know more than me when it comes to this. So he said that he was in classes. He would get later involved in it. He said by the time he got involved with it, it had already just blown up. He said they had David said 100 some odd reports within so many time span. And again, I'd rather y'all just call them or talk to them, because my thing is I can take something one way. Okay, let me say this first and foremost. I can take something one way and maybe it meant something else. If that makes sense? Especially when it comes, like, I don't know, 100 call-ins and all this other shit. I don't know what the heck that means, because I'm just thinking he's saying 100 people came forward. No, apparently a lot of people where I was speaking on the behalf of like, hey, we have Ring doorbell systems. We have this. And at the end of the day, all I'm hearing in my head is, okay, so I'm fixing to ask, do you have footage? Like, do you have any footage of him? Is the day he went missing the day he went missing? And so it just kept progressing by, honestly, him talking. And I just led into questions. And then, so next, when I walked out of there, I was so excited. I think I texted Tony immediately. And then I was trying to call him, actually. And I texted Tony when I was sitting there, hey, man, I'm sitting in here. Do you want me to ask anything specific? And so at the end of the day, I don't think he was being facetious or, like I said, he was being super sweet, super nice dude.
What was his position? Huh?
He's a detective. He's not
This
the
is
lead.
a detective telling you this stuff?
Yeah. He didn't tell me anything.
Sorry,
that was
y'all. I gotta go. I don't know what else to say. I gotta go.
Okay. Look, Stephen, nothing against you. I'm just saying, if this is a detective saying this is crazy that they're putting this information out there, that they
It's
have not
information
given this
because
information
he never
to
said
Seth.
that Chris and Katie done it. He never said anything of those natures. He
No,
just
I know.
said,
If this is the case, why haven't they done a press release? But more importantly, why didn't they tell the father this information?
I tell you what, everybody should demand those questions. Demand
Yes.
the answers.
Yeah, but Seth has not. I mean, I guess I can ask you, Tony. Seth has not like asked directly to law enforcement or anything. Like it. When was the last time Seth pressured law enforcement for answers, other than not throughout the PI? I should say.
Seth talks to Bobby Simmons. I don't know what the nature of those calls is, and quite honestly, until Stephen brought me this information and somebody else brought me some information last night, I haven't been involved in any of the communication with law enforcement because at this point, that's not what Seth has asked me to do. So, I don't have those answers, but I know when he got this information, definitively, it was not anything he had ever had or knew about.
I think that we should, us as people that are wanting Sebastian found, pressure the shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, my question is like, is there someone that we should be calling and asking for or saying, listen, here's questions that we want
answered. To talk to the lead investigator or talk to David. I just met David, right? Because I didn't meet the lead. I don't know. I met the lead, I think, in passing when I was coming out. So when I come in there, they took me back to this little room. Like if you look on my story, I'm sitting here waiting to talk to this guy, and then they take you in this little side door to the left, and then you go inside there, and there's like these little round tables, like 3 or 4. To be honest, where you would think detectives wouldn't be the nicest area. And there was 2 trays of food on the table, and then he said, "Hey, I can't say anything that would impede the investigation. I also was not there at the very beginning of all this, so there's some things I will not be able to just answer." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And so when he kind of steered me to a degree, and then I was like, "Well, here's the thing. I'm being straightforward about this. Like y'all are being hammered for not telling anybody anything. Like nobody knows, nobody believes that y'all are actively looking for this child, that y'all are investigating it." And he said, "I can assure you, we are investigating it, and we are taking the matter serious." And he's like, he said, "People are always going to scrutinize law enforcement." He said, "We're used to it." He said, "Honestly, we get scrutinized a lot." And I will say that Sumner County's had some tougher cases, man, like the Westmoreland boy a year ago that shot his whole family, or 2 years ago now. I think it's 2 years ago. Y'all remember that one by chance? There's a Westmoreland kid. He killed his whole family. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So between the scrutinization they all get from it, the only thing that upset me was that part. But he was very adamant about making sure he corrected getting information to the public. Then they should do a
damn press release. This is insane.
Stephen, is this information on your page? Everybody's asking for a video
For a recording or something. Did you mention there was a recording? or
Did
something.
you hear the recording, Tony?
Say that
Yourself?
again.
Did you hear the recording yourself?
Recording of what?
Stephen said that he recorded the conversation. Have you heard
Talking about
it?
the conversations between me and
Yeah, not with the police officer.
Well, and you can do what you want, Stephen. I'm just saying that if you're saying this is public, that we can call. What is your reservation about playing it publicly?
He doesn't have.
without.
No, I know he doesn't
I won't
have
do
to.
that.
I was just curious because
No. I didn't say he didn't have to.
Oh,
He doesn't have he didn't have a recording of the meeting with law enforcement. He had he sent me a recording of him going in and talking to the people at the convenience store.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Yeah, because people
Yeah,
were
no,
asking
he's
about the
got the
recording in
recording.
the comments, and that
Yeah.
confused me. Like, what? Okay, that
Everything in that here's something I can tell you from what I do know is that everything in that police department is recorded. Everything in the detective
I'm not
room.
doubting you, and please understand that. Like, we're not trying to come at you. This just sounds so insane for this department and one of their representatives, a detective at that, to be handing over this information to you so freely.
I don't feel
when they
like
have
he
not.
handed anything over that's extreme though. And maybe it's from my
Kind of
point of
is.
view, but I don't.
It kind of is. Like, there's footage. They haven't put that out there. They haven't told the father. More importantly, that's kind of mind-blowing to me. Even if they don't want to have an open conversation with him, they could have sent him a letter, you know? If they didn't want to talk to him over the phone, he deserves to be informed. And the fact that they didn't do that, but they gave it to a complete stranger off the street is crazy.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
Praise God that Stephen had the balls to go in there and get it.
And also, I just want to say,
I'm gonna tell you what.
Stephen
I'm not
isn't
gonna-
Stephen isn't a
let me
stranger off
say
the
this.
street either. He's not a stranger off the street. He's been working this case. They know who he is. It's been his drone. It's not like he's me saying, "Hey, I'm." They know who he is. So I just want to say,
so we're gonna lay this to rest, Tony. I'm gonna go back there tomorrow. If with your permission, I need you to get a hold of Seth. I'm gonna
Sure.
I will do this shit all over again. I need his permission. If you can get it to me tonight or by first thing in the morning, I will go to them. I'm going to ask them while I'm on a live, can I do this on a live? If they agree to it. I mean, I will say when I asked them about
do it on a live, just ask if you can record. I don't think they'll do it on a live, only because that would probably deem a press conference technically. So I would just ask if you can just record it.
Stephen, I just to be clear, you know, you've been on a lot of lives with Ocean, and I still don't think anybody is doubting you. I think their minds blown that
No,
there
I
hasn't
think
been a press
these women are
release.
correct. I think what we need to do, because here's the thing, let's put them on the spot.
Well, you know what, Cindy, I mean, you are in the media. What about if you call and ask for a statement and ask to confirm it?
She was.
Yeah.
listen, I'm happy to do that. First of all, I just want to say I don't doubt a word you're saying, Stephen. I don't think it's
No.
I
don't. Hey, let me say this. I don't care what the comments say. First and foremost.
Yeah.
I individually think every one of
The
you women.
comments, actually, nobody's doubting you. We're all just
No.
blown away at this.
No. And let me say, I want to say this. First off, Ocean, Nikki, Tennessee, or how do you say your name? I'm sorry.
Me?
Don't kill me. Yes.
Cindy.
Cindy.
Okay.
Candace,
all right.
I'm not mad.
I'm
I'm blown away. I'm not mad.
Cynthia or Cindy? So it's Cindy.
Listen,
Okay.
I will
cool.
gladly
All right.
call tomorrow, and I will do it with you or on my own, whatever. I will help out in
No,
any way
man,
possible.
you don't even have to do it with me, but I'm telling you this. I want y'all to hear me out.
Yep.
I don't.
Steven, do you feel I'm being disrespectful to you?
No.
No, I don't give a shit
so
about this
I'm
stuff.
being
I know
told
that. Like,
I'm being
here's the thing.
disrespectful, and I just want you to
if
know.
we
Can I clear this up real
One
quick?
person talk at a time. Oh my God. Let Stephen talk real quick, please. Go ahead, Stephen.
The one thing I'm going to say, I am always saying this in every video put out. Do not take my fucking word. Do not. This is me. I want you to dig. I want you to get information for yourself. Never take, and I'm going to say this to any of you. Don't take anybody's word, ever. If you are a smart, educated, and I know every woman up here in this panel is exactly that, and you're smart, you are not pushovers. You get to the bottom of shit. So I am all for. Question me, Please do. Don't ever take statements for what they are. But at the same time, I'm telling you, hey, I'll go back up there and do this shit all over again. I don't care. Like, I want y'all to know, hey, I'm all for this. Like, if we've got to put pressure on them, and this is how we can do it, let's do it. Game on.
And I tell you, Ocean, Stephen is, to Cindy's point, he's not a stranger in that area, but he is, to your point, Ocean, he's not technically a part of our team, but
Right, that's what I
that's going to change this weekend.
And like I said, Stephen, I don't want it to be misconstrued. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to you.
Stop. You're good.
Ocean,
You
I
have
don't
to-
think you're being disrespectful. I think you have a good
No.
point on being baffled
No, man.
by
I
the
think-
fact that Seth has not received this information before
Right.
we did as a community. So you have a good point. I don't think you're being disrespectful.
No, man, and I don't see it. The way I look at it, I take first off constructive criticism. I learned that because I'll tell you, I was very conceited. At one time in my life, I was about me. You know, and I had to self-reflect and realize, like, hey, man, like I've got to learn to listen to people. I've got to learn that I don't know everything. All I'm doing in this whole thing is just doing foot traffic. I got tired of sitting here and hearing all this shit, and I'm like, I just want to know. I want to know the truth.
He's
Right.
being boots on the ground for Sebastian in our
Yes.
local area, and I have mad respect for that. So thank you.
Yeah, and you've been using the drone. Everybody, yeah, you're a business owner, so I think, yeah, whatever needs to be done tomorrow, let's do it, and let's, as you said, let's pressure them, and you know, let's.
We deserve answers, but Seth deserves them first more
Right.
than anything. 100%.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
We
So
need
then-
to make them aware of, like, hey, you know what? Not only do you need to like let the public know that what you're doing and stuff, but you need to be in contact with Seth. Like,
Inform the actual parent first.
but
Yeah.
here's the crazy part to me is, why would you not inform this? And this is where I agree with a lot. He's the dad, and he's the only one that's been looking.
Right.
Why would you tell him?
All I have to say is this: if this shakes things up a bit, if this makes people question things, if this brings the case back to the forefront, who gives a shit if that means that we find Sebastian, or if that leads to answers or questions? Like, who cares if that means that there are answers to where Sebastian is? Like, who cares? Like, it's-
Exactly.
find Sebastian. That's what this is all about. That's the bottom line.
Okay, so can I ask you a question? So could this be, you know, when that phone call or whatever that was leaked where Chris made the comment about, you know, Bobby Simmons or whatever, if it gets out, then, you know, he's going to pretty much silence Seth. Could this all have something to do with that? This information getting out?
It could. I mean, it's entirely possible. The timing is, at very least, the timing is ironic.
Can I ask a question?
Elizabeth?
Okay, so I actually done some digging myself. And I have said this for a while now about KP's mom. And I'm just wondering, why aren't they searching Virginia then?
We had that question several times. Yep.
Her address is in Chesapeake, her last known registered address.
Yeah, I think there's been about a dozen of those questions in the comments tonight, and that is something that I will take to Seth. But after hearing what I heard about law enforcement today, and Stephen, what I didn't tell them that they either directly told you or led you to believe was that they had a lot more information than what the public, knew they had or felt they had or whatever.
Yeah, the thing is the way it was worded it was crazy. It's like we have a lot of stuff. It just can hinder. Like, it's crazy how they will literally curveball questions, man. About, well, that'll hinder the investigation. I can't say nothing. It's like
Can you guys give a very high level update? I know it's more and more people.
People keep asking in the comments. Do you guys mind giving a little quick recap of? Sorry, Cindy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we've had 200 people join since you gave a recap. So can you recap for us, Tony?
Yes. So we essentially got 3 bits of information between last night and today. First thing we got last night was we've got evidence that Sebastian was communicating with Katie's mom the night before he went missing by text. We also got information that there is video footage of him on the 26th now, not just on the 25th. And then the one thing that I think was the biggest bit of information we got was that they had a theory. Now, Stephen broke it down in 24, 48, 72 hours, but they essentially had a theory, a runaway type theory for 72 hours. And after 72 hours, their theory took a 180-degree turn.
Well, let me ask you this. If they had a runaway theory for 72 hours, why were they checking the dump?
Well,
Dude, thank you. Thank you.
no idea.
Could have been leads or people calling in.
That's one of the questions I asked, and I got fucking converted. I was like, dodged.
But I was the one that
Yeah, I want to see that
Workham's told me.
affidavit for it, the search warrant.
What's
I want to see the search warrant for it. Like, I want to know what the affidavit and what were
Well, it would be
what was the information that led them to get the approval.
Yeah, because they think it's private property, right? That a dumpster, even though it belongs to a company, wouldn't that be
Yes.
considered?
Yes.
You would have to have it.
Yeah, they can't just go off of a hunch and the timing, right? They can't go off the fact that it was a 6:33 call, garbage was picked up at 5:13. That doesn't.
And even if they're given permission, they usually get a warrant anyways, just to cover their butt so it's not thrown out later in court.
They would need a PCA for that's what they would need.
Yeah.
So, Tony, I was the one in the comments that were repeatedly saying that about Chesapeake, and I did message you. I do have that address as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So does Seth plan to have with this new information, does he plan to call a meeting?
If I know Seth was probably on the phone with Bobby Simmons at probably about 30 seconds after he got off the phone with me.
Yeah, no doubt.
But you know what's crazy is that, and again, everybody gets all up in arms about all of this time I spent on TikTok, and I will tell you that all of the information we've gathered started out with somebody that I was introduced to on TikTok, just so you guys know.
What did you say? Say that again, Tony. Repeat that, please.
Yes, confused me.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have wondered why I spent so much time connecting with all these different people on TikTok, but yet all of this information that I was able to give to Seth between Stephen and another person came through people that I met on TikTok.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, God. Okay.
It started.
Hey, can I ask you, Tony? Somebody keeps asking this in comments, and I honestly, I do want to know this because this is the other part of it. It's like with did Sebastian did he regularly text his grandma?
Not to what we were led to believe. No, not KP's mom.
Dude, because I've flown. It's crazy because in my head, like
strange.
Yep.
Yes.
Do they know what time? People are asking what time of day Sebastian was seen on the 26th in that video.
We don't know that.
they wouldn't give that information.
Okay.
Would not.
I'm sorry,
I
but
don't-
as a mother, I would never, ever allow my parent to have contact with my child if they were a registered offender. Like, that's just me. Because,
It's just being a good parent,
And we were also told from the beginning.
Not just a registered offender, but the registered offender that also
a child.
say
Uh-huh.
It was
essayed
a
myself.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
Did
that
they
has not,
say the mom?
that has not been confirmed though,
Okay.
I have a
okay.
question.
right?
The Kentucky landfill search body, in who's got great notes, was March 7th. So March 7th was the landfill search, according to Body, who always has great notes. So I
Exactly
believe that.
Was it
What do
exactly-
they want to know is confirmed?
So somebody said in the comments, I'm basing my information on hearsay.
No.
No, that's not what this is. The person that was sitting in front of law enforcement is right here on the panel.
Does anybody know of anyone that is covering this case on YouTube? We had somebody say, why not do this on YouTube? Video can't be found after live on TikTok. So do you know of anyone
Yeah,
that...
you can. This live can be put on TikTok. Tony could put this on TikTok. You can save all lives, and they can all be put on TikTok.
Okay,
Hey, speaking of that, Cindy, so I noticed on my lives, it naturally saves them.
Yes, that's what I mean.
But is it do I have to go manually save it for longer than 30 days, I guess, like download it?
Yeah, you need to download it. They only save for 30 days. Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep. But yeah, all of the lives are saved. Every live is saved.
And wasn't we told from the beginning that he didn't even have internet access at his parents' house?
But it was open Wi-Fi network.
Okay.
Tiny wants to know if any of this information can put Sebastian in danger, potentially put Sebastian in danger.
We're not going to disclose anything that's going to put him in danger.
No way.
So I do know for a fact that KP is registered for a 13-year-old child. It's hearsay that is from KP. Tony, do you know anything about that?
I don't. I really don't.
Can I ask what that means? This is the first I've heard of that. What's that?
Her mother went to prison for.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
There's rumor that she was the child, but it's never been confirmed. That would have to be. I mean, her court papers her court papers, I'm assuming, would be public record.
I'll tell you something I was doing the other day, just to let y'all know. When I was out flying my drone yesterday, I showed Tony this too. I had a scare. I'll be honest with y'all. I was told, "Hey, emergency management system, they're after a body that's in Hendersonville," and I'm like, "What?" I called Tony. I was like, "I'm jumping in my truck. I got to go see what this is." So I get over there, and an unfortunate thing happened. A young man decided to jump into. They recovered him, and it just, I didn't even look any more into that. I was just like kind of just beat up about it, to be honest. I was like, because a lot of me just freaked out about the whole situation, because like, wait a minute,
yeah, that's horrible.
So,
really bad.
Well, in my, where my head went, obviously, and
But
I'm like,
here, let me cut you off though. The really cool thing about Stephen's character, Stephen called me immediately, and he said, "Hey, brother, I want you to know that I think that they found a body, and I just want you to give Seth a heads up so that, God forbid it's him, that he hears about it from us and not somebody else." And I thought that was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate both situations, honestly. But then I don't know what they didn't even. You want to see how bad the media is, man? They just say on Hendersonville is like, man jumped in water, did not surface, rescue team. And I'm like, when I read that, I got a phone call about it, and I'm like, by the time they put it on was a whole hour later before you would see it, right? And I'm like, why did he jump? So I don't know if I have anybody in here from Hendersonville. Tian, did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that. No, that's news to me.
Yeah, it was. So it was yesterday. It was yesterday, right?
I don't get on Facebook a lot either.
But it was on Hip Hendersonville like shortly after, and I was just like, "What the hell, man!" Like, first off, to get the phone call, it freaked me out. That's all. I just instantly, my heart just dropped. I was like, "What the hell you mean?" So then I showed Tony though. After everything, dude, the water is so high up. Dude, Tony, wasn't it? There's logs everywhere, and it's still very bad flooded. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this time to just fly some areas and see if I see anything different, anyways, right? And I'll tell you, man, even you pray that nothing's like that, but dude, it would be rough to search that water. Honestly, it's going to be rough.
I don't know who Chaps is, but apparently everybody in the comments is wanting Chaps to come up. And Nikki,
Yeah, I don't know who Chaps is either, but everybody's saying to come up, Chaps. I was thinking
I'll
the
drop.
same thing.
Elizabeth, Elizabeth, will you drop for me, please?
I'll drop. It's okay.
Nikki said she would drop. I don't know.
Chaps, do you need me to grab you?
No, I'll get her. Well, I ain't seen her.
I don't think
Oh, I got
she's
it.
right. Okay.
Who is you guys? Who is Chaps? I don't even.
I have no idea. I don't know.
I'll tell you.
Someone's saying CP is in the chat. Hey, if CP wants to come up,
Yeah, I've been getting messages nonstop that he's down there. Where is Chaps coming up?
oh, they're saying she's very involved in Sebastian's case.
She is. She is. I reached out to her, Cindy.
Oh, she said she can't talk. It's loud where she is. Okay. Well, let's leave maybe a box open for her in case. And CP is here, so maybe CP wants to come up.
Yeah, for sure. CP,
Come on up.
Why not, CP? Come tell your side.
you're welcome here.
You are more than welcome. And listen,
But hey, can I say something, please, right here? If he does come up, don't fucking hound him.
no, turn the comments off. I say turn the comments off right
Yeah.
away.
I
Comments
Like,
will go
let him
off,
talk.
CP.
I agree.
We don't.
If CP comes up, the comments need to go off right away. That's what I say.
Yeah, it's like,
I
And
agree.
how
with
does
you.
anybody even know CP is here? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. That's a good question.
the man's mysterious, dude. I swear he is.
I was gonna say, yeah, I agree, Nikki. He's not gonna come up, but I mean that the invitation.
No, he's not going to come up.
The invitation
I mean,
is
I
definitely open, and we will turn the comments off, and everyone in the box is
Yeah, I
obviously
wouldn't say
respectful.
Oh, no.
So the invitation is out there. He's more than welcome. Obviously, if Tony's okay with it. But
I'm just wanting to see what happens if he talks to y'all like he talked to some of these other women. That's all I'm.
Oh, come on up, CP.
I doubt that.
you see, Ocean popped right back up.
I sure did. I was like, I got out too soon.
Things to say, that's for sure. Always
So before I go, guys, Cindy, if you
Yes.
want to, we can message in the morning. I'll give you my direct line, by the way.
Yeah. Let's send me your number. I'll text you, and I'll send you mine back, and we can just text.
Cool. All right, cool. And then let's just fucking hit this head on, man. I think
Okay.
it's the best way to do it.
Let's do it. Yep.
Steven,
I'm fixing to go, guys. I am exhausted, believe it or not. So.
Good night, Stephen. And thank
Good night,
you.
guys.
Good
Please
night,
don't
Stephen.
think we were coming at you too hard. It was all well intentioned and
No, please don't apologize no more. I don't
Hey,
take it personally.
Steven.
Yeah.
Ocean thinks because you fish out of a skeeter, you're a little bit soft.
Whoa!
no. I don't even know
I'm
what a
gonna tell you right
skeeter
now,
is.
I have fished out of Phoenix. I've fished out of Triton, and they do nothing but chime walk. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a
you
little
get me
bit
in
of
trouble.
a sissy when it comes to it.
Did you guys see what? Do you guys? Everybody, look at what Laura just said about me. Everybody, read the comment. How nice she is. Can you share your plastic surgeon? I want to make sure I never use them.
Oh, well, Cindy, can I answer that for you?
Yes.
So Cindy does not have any
All right.
plastic surgery.
Thank
She
you.
is absolutely beautiful the way that she is.
Well,
She
I do
does
have
not
fake
use-
eyelashes.
Oh, wait.
I do have
Well,
fake eyelashes.
Yeah, the eyelashes are fake, but about how many people in the world have fake eyelashes at this point? But your face is absolutely naturally beautiful and does not need anything like that. So anybody that has a comment like that can.
Thank you. Just wanted to call
Welcome.
Laura out for that because she said that was really nice to say, Laura. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that, Laura. Thank you.
I hope your zipper gets stuck on the bottom of your jacket.
Hey,
Thanks,
Steven.
Laura.
Probably wouldn't be able to afford her plastic surgeon if she had one.
Number so I can be in contact with you about.
I can tell you who my
Yeah.
eyelash tech is, though. If you want to know my eyelash tech, she's awesome.
I will tell you, I don't know how y'all do that.
Yes, I'll take her.
My own eyebrows,
I'll take
I'm about to die. Like, hell no.
So, Steven, yeah, shoot me a message, and I will, with your number, and I will send you my number, and we can text tomorrow for sure.
Same
Yeah,
here.
for sure. Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, and please, none of y'all think that I think of anything like that. I think the best thing we do is always question. Always question it. If you don't get answers if you don't question shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I don't take it no way. I think the world of all y'all. And
It's called critical thinking, right?
yeah,
critical
exactly, man.
You're awesome, Steven. Seriously. Thank you for everything.
Y'all have a great night.
Thank you. Have a good night, Stephen.
Good night, Steven.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Poor guy.
I know. He's like,
Well, we weren't putting him personally through the ringer. It's just crazy that they would do that to
for sure.
Seth of all, to the
You know
parent.
what? It's honestly, he knows it's all out of love. When if we question things, you have to question things. You have to source your shit, because if not, it's all hearsay. You know what I mean? So, Blue Knight wants to come up. Tony, is that? I don't think I can accept. I don't know.
I got him.
Yeah, I can't either.
I got him.
Hey, Tony, I was just going to say, because it was getting wild in here earlier, and I was trying to let everybody know if they needed another moderator, I'm pretty good at that.
Appreciate it, brother. I'll add you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be wild on Sunday. So
Okay.
What's happening Sunday?
that's
Vigil.
the ride and the vigil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is
And
someone,
he's going to live stream it. So
Tony is?
Tony is from this account.
Oh, good.
I'm actually gonna live the right by Seth on his bike, and then I'm gonna focus more on being with him through the vigil. But somebody will have my phone from this account.
Okay, good. That'll be great.
Yeah, I'll get it downloaded as well for all the footage to kind of like break it down and put it all together for a good like recap. And
Nick, let me explain something. Somebody said, be careful who you mod. Chase knows who I am.
Yeah.
716 knows who I am.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, I've talked to you, Blue Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue Knight,
Blue
Knight, comment for me, would you?
Yeah, hold on.
Does anybody?
Please, God, don't give me a heart or a rose.
Is chat still here?
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
she
she
just
said it
commented
was
a little bit
noisy
ago.
though where she was. That's why she couldn't come up.
Someone else's Facebook just said POS.
I blocked.
I don't know what that means.
I thought it meant piece of, so I blocked.
That was just loving words being sent.
I'm not, yeah, everybody should wear green on Sunday too. I like that. Everyone should clear green Sunday and everyone should wear green on Sunday. That's good.
That's a great idea.
Even if we can't be there, we should all wear green, like for the lives or whatever.
Yeah.
Little Mommy has Little Mommy, is there space for Little Mommy to come up? Yes, there is, Little Mommy.
You mods are doing a great job, by the way. Thank you.
It's,
Wait
I
a
don't
minute.
know how Alicia May was doing all that by herself.
Wait a minute. Stephen wasn't done, apparently.
oh, Steven's back.
Hey,
I can drop out.
hey, funny story here, guys.
No, you're good, Blue Knight.
All right, here, I'm gonna jump on my other phone on TikTok real quick. Not off this, I'll stay on here with you guys. So in my messages, somebody messaged me, and it's almost hysterical. And I'm like, you know what? I'll be at the sheriff's department, so report me there.
Oh.
So apparently, let me go back to find this message. Where'd it go? Boop. I'm not gonna give this person out. Ragtop is reporting you to LE in the morning. I have it recorded. Her here saying she's going to do it. Hey, so if Ragtop's listening to this, hey, I'll be at the sheriff's department. So I gotta jump on that if you just want to go ahead and do that.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now.
Guys, we know that they're in here. All the creators are coming together and working and have been working together for Sebastian.
Yep.
The ones that aren't, that's on them.
Yep.
And I'm not going to name the names, you know the names, but that's on them. The rest of us, our focus is on Sebastian and Sebastian only, and we can give a horse shit what the hell the other person's doing.
Ragtop was the one who was in here earlier, Steven. I don't know if you were in here when she was called us all a bunch of effing bees.
He was not
A bunch of what?
drama.
Yeah.
I don't. Let me say this. Let me say this first. I don't know the person personally. I don't. I'm not going to bash them.
You don't want to.
At the end of the day, I don't know them. I didn't take. I'm not going to just understand. I won't take part in it. This person. It's the first time I've ever heard of this. So at the end of the day, all I wanted to say is, hey, I'll be up there. So there you go.
Steven, just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
If it's such a big deal.
Boots on the ground. Anybody who wants to say what they want to say, let them say what they want to say, and just keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Just say
It just
how about that?
At the end of the day, we're Sebastian's army. We're a lot bigger than only one, right? So
I'm going to continue
take
to ask
on an
questions.
entire army if you'd like, but that's on you.
Exactly, Chase.
So, anyways, I just want to jump back on here and just say her is almost hilarious because, I mean, honest to God, I went up there. There's video camera footage. Me and David sat down and talked. It is what it is. I mean, and I would say, honestly, spirit head on, man. And actually, hey, Ragtop, won't you ask the detective David, and won't you ask everybody up there? Won't you ask Sumner County EMS, Ashley and Amy what I said? Hey, I want to help y'all's name in this to let everybody know that y'all are actively looking for Sebastian and that y'all are doing everything you can. So go ahead. I mean, I don't know what you're going to say. I'm trying to figure it out. But
He claims her husband is law enforcement for.
No, from what I understand, he really is, man. But at the end of the day, like I said, were you going to report that I went up there and got information?
Well, that's all right. Leaking information to your significant other that leaks it to another platform is definitely against what you could be about. So I think there's bigger issues on that end than we have to worry about than you going in and having a decent conversation and
No,
bringing
Sumner
it
County.
forefront.
Let me say this: Sumner County, Sumner EMS, the Amy woman who directed me to get in contact with who I did. I will say this: they were phenomenal. They treated me with the utmost respect. Knew what I was there for. Every person in the department, from the woman I spoke to when I went to where the hall was, where the chief's office is and everything, absolutely phenomenal job of treating me how they did. So at the end of the day, I don't have no ill means. Do what you got to do. If you think there's something there, I'm just going to laugh at it. At the end of the day, I'm getting answers, and I'm trying to ask for myself more than anything because at the end, my guys climb. I'm sitting here, and I go out and search. I fly my drone. I do what I'm doing to try to help.
Yep.
I kind of want to know what you're doing.
Exactly. Stephen, do not even waste one more breath on that thing.
I'm not worried. I just had to say that. Thank y'all.
Yep. Do not.
Good night.
Good night, Stephen.
Thanks.
If you have watched his videos on his page, he is Team Sebastian. He is not about the drama. He is legit about finding Sebastian. He's boots on the ground in our community. I live here as well. He's doing everything that he can. And he also has another cause to further this beyond Sebastian that will bring children home quicker than they are being brought home because he wants to start a nonprofit organization. If you go watch his videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. But guys, stop bashing this dude. He is literally out there dedicating his time voluntarily with nothing other more than just genuinely, wholeheartedly wanting to bring this child home.
Gigi Dilligaff just said, sums it up so fantastic. I don't know who you are, Gigi Dilligaff, but this sums it up so well. Imagine someone being mad because you're helping bring a child home. Like, who can say it better than that? Gigi, you hit the nail on the head with that. Imagine someone being mad because you're helping bring a child home.
Sickening that people
so
are
true. Gigi, you hit the nail on the head with that.
Exactly.
That is so true. So true.
Why are they?
That says a lot about you and your character that you would want to bring push in any other direction other than the focus on the child. Right?
Not just bashing a creator on TikTok, but a creator that is in the community. I can't, for myself, I live here. I am 5 minutes from his home. He is 8 minutes from Sebastian's home. This hits us very hard in the community. I can understand his passion because I have the same thing. So to get it ridiculed and bashed and questioned and called someone that's giving this information, it's so disheartening. It's not fair.
Tennessee Realtor, you're muffled a little bit.
Yeah, it's very hard to hear you. It's really hard to hear you.
Blue
Tony,
Knight, can you hit me with another comment, please?
Tony, Amy has asked many times to come up. I don't know who Amy is, but she's asked many times to come up because she has a question.
No, there's room.
I don't know. I don't know if Amy, you want to comment again.
Amy, I got you. Blue Knight, can you hit me with a comment, please, brother?
Thank you, and I'm sorry. It was just too long to type it in there. And I don't know if you guys will even have an answer, but so Layla Santinella is missing from Tennessee as well. And her mom said that in the state of Tennessee, that legally the police don't have to give information to a family member if it's an active investigation. Do you guys know if that's accurate or if that's all of Tennessee?
It's 100% accurate.
Wow.
But the just like in Corpus Christi, it's 100. They don't have to release anything to anybody that's part of an ongoing investigation. But there are certain things that make sense, and one of those things is before they would tell a stranger, they would tell a father, and I think that's where everybody here is going. But you're right. You're 100% right. They don't have to tell anybody anything. They're not obligated to share any information that they think might impede the investigation. Period.
Amy, are you the one that messaged me earlier?
No, I did not.
Oh, because I got a message about the person that you just mentioned, and Santinello. I got a message about her and her mom.
Amy, is she the one who's been missing for quite some time? She's like an
9
old.
months.
It's
9
almost a year.
Yeah,
It'll be a year.
Wow, almost a year.
Is she not older, but she's in her 20s and
21, the boyfriend. She was the her boyfriend was texting the parents asking for cash apps posing as her.
Yes.
Yeah, ransom.
Amy, I don't know if you are close to the mom. I've sent DMs to the mom quite a few times asking if she wanted to do a live with me. If anyone is close to that mom, I'd love to have her on. You guys, any followers of mine know that I do lives. I love doing lives. Tony knows that. Anybody who follows me knows that I love doing lives. And I have asked her to do lives with me several times. And I would love for her to come on my show, my TikTok, and do a live.
I'll forward the information, Cindy, because somebody messaged me on behalf of the mom today. And I gave the information to Chase, so I will let her know too.
Yeah,
because she's looking for they just want coverage.
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought, and I never heard back, and I was like, well, maybe because she's got the mom's got 100,000 followers or a lot of followers or something.
Ocean, I think that's a different one. That was a different one. Not Layla, the one that's been working with Dan, the missing. Not that one, unless you messaged me a different one. I didn't see it.
That was another one. Yeah, I messaged you another one. Okay, Diane, that was you. I have the resources for you. So you heard Cindy. Follow Cindy also.
That's me.
Yeah.
716 girl. I really, I used to be a reporter, and so that's kind of my MO on TikTok is doing these interviews, and they've been pretty successful. We've had some really good luck by having these interviews with people. So, I would love to interview her.
If you would be able to do anything for them, I know that they would be very grateful. She's hard to reach on TikTok because she gets so many messages, but she tells people that if you have a Facebook, that's the easiest place to reach her because she's more active on Facebook than she is on TikTok.
Well, Amy, would you mind DMing me any information, or if you talk to her, the mom, just have her, send it to me or whatever? Oh, thank you.
I'd be happy to, and I talked to the stepmom as well.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the same case. It really has to be. Was she last seen near a Dollar Tree or something?
Yeah, not a Dollar Tree, but Cindy, you know which one it is.
Oh,
we've talked about it before.
Yep. I mean, I really would love to have the mom. I'd really love to have her. I'd love to interview her. So that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. That was all. I was just curious if that was a thing in Tennessee. And yeah, that was all. I appreciate it.
Yep, 5 Below, Jennifer. You're right. Yep, that's what it was. Yes. Okay, great. That would be great.
Yeah, I'll give you your information.
Thank you. 716 girl, that's me.
Of course.
Okay.
Diane wants to come up. I can step down.
I don't know how to get down if you guys want to kick me out.
No,
With
beach and everything else, guys.
Am I still muffled or no?
It
No,
may
you're
be
better.
me.
Is it better?
Yeah, you're a lot better, actually.
Okay. I don't know what
My
happened.
question is for Tony. Do you think he's still alive at all?
Well, I answered this question earlier, and what I would say is that I wouldn't be the person I am to Seth. Just like Seth, I wasn't still holding out hope.
The reason I'm asking because when I first started with Beach, I've known Beach forever. When we started this all together and everything else, this actually hits home for me because I actually have a 15 years old with autism, and I don't have him all the time on my face or my TikTok and everything else. But you know what? I actually just want this baby home. And everything else.
Agreed.
Because it does hit really good. And sometimes I don't come on live because it actually tears me down. And then I just want to thank you, all these ladies in here. Thank you and everything else. And Tony, if I had the chance this Sunday, I will be down there, but I'm with my mom and everything else. I take care of my mom. But I did make something for Seth. If you want to give it to him, I will give it to you guys on the Facebook thing and everything else. But yes, thank you.
Thank
It
you.
is nice
Try
for
and
me.
tune in for the live stream if you can't make it and wear your green.
Yes.
Oh, I will. It maybe be in and out because I'm going out of town with my mom and everything else, but yeah.
Yeah, pop in when you can.
Thank you, little mama.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
You
little
guys
mama.
have a great night. And yes, you guys follow Beach because she does not do the drama.
Yeah.
And yes, I now, if I do have this count taken away from me, because there's 3 ladies are coming after me now. Just forewarn you.
Well, thank you.
You guys.
Good night. Thanks for coming up.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry earlier that I was muffled. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
A little bit. Well, all I was wanting to say earlier, I'm sorry I was muffled. I don't know what happened, was that
Are you covering your speaker at all on your phone, maybe? Like the way you're holding your phone?
maybe I had my finger over it earlier, and I don't know.
now.
I was just speaking on behalf of Stephen. Like, I'm a local as well, and I just wanted to speak to the public that's watching. Like, I think he genuinely has this case at heart in a place and is doing everything that he can. And I just seeing the comments and people coming after him, like he's just doing what he can to help. And I just ask that you guys give him a break. And he just has Sebastian's case at heart. Not only that, but he also has a higher goal in mind in as far as finding missing children. Once the Amber Alert came out, and you can go and watch his page, like he talks about his mission to be able to bring nonprofit together to be able to find missing persons. So he really is a genuinely good person trying to do the best that he can for missing persons. And I just hate that he's getting all the negative feedback. It's really sad.
Tennessee, I think I hear what you're saying. You're still really, really muffled. But one thing I'll say, and everybody on this panel loves Stephen. We had some crazies in the comments, and it is what it is. But I talk to him probably 5 times a day, sometimes more, because we're talking about other things too. But you know, Nina has taken a lot of criticism because she made the comment to me that as soon as she got her truck fixed, that she was getting ready to head out with her team. And I talked to Stephen today, and he was talking to me about getting prepared to assist her and protect her when she came out to search. And he said, well, what are we waiting on with her truck? And I said, oh, she got about $2,200 worth of work that needs done on her truck. He said, tell her to take it to a mechanic, have him call me, and I'll pay him over the phone.
Aww.
Like this guy's legit.
That's super nice.
Aww.
Hey you guys, just jumping in. So no idea what's going on. Can I get like the quickest little rundown?
So we had 3 new bits of information come in between last night and midday today. The first one was last night, which was we got evidence that showed that Sebastian was texting Katie's mom the night before he went missing. Nothing really significant or deep. He was texting her, but, we were led to believe that there wasn't really any communication between them. He was texting her about what a great breakfast he had had. I mean, it was all positive stuff.
Was that from his phone directly?
Correct. Okay. And then, so then on top of that, we got information that there's actual video footage of Sebastian from the 26th, which was much bigger. But then probably the biggest thing, in my opinion, that we got was that law enforcement had a theory the first 72 hours. And after that first 72 hours, their theory took a 180-degree turn, which I thought was huge. Because we know what their theory was early. It was that he ran away.
Someone in the chat just asked, how do we really know that it was him texting?
You just, you have to trust that I've got written support of that before I would release it. So, it's in my opinion, it's not quite as big of a deal as the other information. If you don't believe it, that's completely up to you. But Cindy can tell you, she's been working with me a long time. Cindy was involved when I released the information about the new witness with Caleb. And, I don't just release information willy-nilly. I mean, I'm generally not the guy to release anything.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just reading the comments. That's not me asking. I trust you with all my heart that you're in this for Sebastian only, and Seth.
Yep, very true. Yep.
Proof of life, when did not show? Yeah. Request. Oh shit. I'm sorry, Body. We left Body hanging out to dry there.
Hey guys. So I've been thinking. My mind's been racing. Right.
Yeah, I want to know what you think of all this.
Well, first I want to say again, I have no reason to doubt Steven. He's not done anything to me to make him think he's not credible, but I still have to be sus of everything, right? We can't just believe strangers on the internet, Sure. So I think it would be smart to get that information verified. Like, it has to get verified. And I hope Seth is doing that right now. Mm-hmm. I am a little concerned that this information was brought to Seth as a parent of, okay, regardless. Let's say it's true. Let's go with the theory that it's true, all right? I think it's possible that the police department just assumed we all knew that he was last seen on the 26th because that's what they fucking told us. They told us via the TBI poster that he was last seen on February 26th in the area of Stamford Court, right?
Yep.
Yes. Right. So they told us because the reason they told us is because KP is like, I didn't see him that morning. So the only way that could have been verified is that if there was an eyewitness account or they had video. So we knew that, right, you guys?
Do you remember Steven saying that they didn't really act like anything that they were sharing was that big of a deal? That's probably why.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like maybe they just like this is common knowledge kind of thing.
Yeah, you called that right out, Body.
No, I did, but it doesn't matter. I'm just like it like it's common knowledge that he was last seen on the 26th. So I'm not sharing any information that's, radical or anything.
Right.
Yeah, we spoke about that all night long the one night, and because I got stuck on that. I'm like, wait, that does make sense. And I didn't understand why it would be kept such a secret of that footage and why they would phrase it that.
And maybe
I know we went back to if they made a mistake about the verbiage, but clearly they did not.
Right.
Well, and that's why I said, guys, that with the three bits of information I got, in my opinion, the biggest bit of information was that they had a theory for 72 hours because everybody in America knew what their theory was the first 72 hours. And after 72 hours, they did, and he used the words, we did a complete 180 with our theory. So what is the complete 180 from Iran?
Well, kidnapping.
Right.
So he left. Here's my thing. I've always thought that he kind of left on his own to meet somebody, right? I've said that for forever. And if I don't care if I'm wrong, but that's just my theory, that he was leaving to meet somebody and it was a kidnapping.
Mm-hmm.
They snatched him.
Yeah.
He was going to get a game. He was going to get money for under his mattress. He was getting something. Candy. I don't know.
But the money was left under his mattress still. That's why I think
that's why I don't think he ran away.
Yeah, I don't.
He was just meeting his friend to get something.
A friend he met online, Body? Do you think it's a friend he met online?
That I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I don't even know if it's a friend. It could be anybody. It could be, I don't know.
I thought he did. The reason I'm asking you that is because I thought he didn't have any. It sounds ridiculous.
Terry Lynn verified for me that there is an open Wi-Fi that you can reach from Sebastian's room.
Mm-hmm.
So a neighbor has an open Wi-Fi, and all Sebastian has to do is connect and disconnect and delete all his crap. But Ellie would have that by now.
Yeah, trust me when I tell you, he's again over and over again. He's fully functioning, which makes him not much different than any other 15-year-old. If there's an open Wi-Fi, the 15-year-old is going to find it.
Yeah,
and let me talk about the shoes real quick. Well, yeah, he didn't have shoes on because he was sneaking out of the house and he didn't want to creak on the hard wood. And just because you have autism, I have autism, and he's very newly diagnosed, which makes me think it's not that very severe, just like me. And I can walk outside with no shoes if I'm just running out to meet somebody down the street and pick something up.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking my money. I'm not taking my phone. I'm not taking any. I'm just sneaking out really quick.
Right. Well, and I think, to your point, Body, I mean, I live on a lake road, right? You'd be foolish to walk even out of our driveway with no shoes on. But when you live in a neighborhood, you're talking about grass and clean asphalt. It's not as big of a deal.
What if he was walking out just a few houses down to meet KP's mom for maybe because he was having conversations? This is just a theory. This is not, I'm just thinking out loud. When he had left the house because he didn't think he was going far, and he wouldn't need his money then because it's a family member maybe offering, I'm in the area, here I have some games for you or this or that. Some way, if there was communication going on between those two, I would only think that I don't know. I just think, I don't know.
I just thought that he didn't have any friends, but maybe I was completely wrong. I don't know. I thought his mom said he didn't have
well, here's the thing. Did your mom know everything about your life when you were 15?
No, but she knew. I mean, she knew I had friends, or at least she would know I had a couple friends.
Did she know? Did you have any secret friends that you didn't want her to know about?
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's why I'm saying gamer friends. Exactly. That's what I was saying. Online, maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe a schoolmate. It could be. Listen, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will tell you, somebody said in the comments, and I have heard, and I don't remember if it was Seth or somebody else, but they talked to a bunch of the kids at the school, and there was a bunch of the kids at the school that knew a lot about Sebastian and claimed to be his friend. So take that.
Tony shared with us that he had texted the little girl at the Waffle House.
Yeah.
And he wanted her to come to his house and hang out, right? Or something like that. And she kind of ghosted him.
That's right.
I think he wanted those kinds of friends that would come over, see his room, play games with him, those kinds of friends.
Contact, human contact.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know that he had those kinds of friends because Katie and Chris have told us that, he didn't have any friends.
Do you think he's still alive then, Body? What is your feelings towards that?
I don't want to say because it's a child and I
know.
I don't want to put that out into the universe.
Right. I get it.
I just don't think, and thank God for stupid criminals, right? Thank God for them because that's how they get caught. But if KP's mom has him, that would be the stupidest thing on earth because of her
I don't think that for a second.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it was just coincidence, or because also I feel like there would have been movement, right?
Her sister posted in Facebook all about this. I have it. I have it on my phone somewhere. That this happened when Katie was like very young.
5, I think.
It was like 12 or 5. I can't remember. And they haven't spoken since she went to prison. So it would be like a perfect kind of crime in the sense that, well, nobody knows I have this relationship with this woman, but it would also be like the dumbest thing ever because that's obviously going to be something they look at.
Right. The heat would be on her. And I feel like if there was some validity to that, like not the call, but that the possibility of her having him, I feel like there would have been more movement by now, don't you think?
Well, and I'll tell you guys this, and Body knows this. That time of the morning, let's just say it was 4 a.m, 5 a.m, anything like that. A geofence becomes a lot more powerful at odd hours of the day.
Yes, it does because it severely limits the activity in that area.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're dealing with that with Caleb, right? I mean, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I mean, everybody talks about geofence because on a Monday morning, law enforcement will tell you that Monday morning in a college town at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's probably less people out on the streets than any other time of the week.
Yeah. Yep. And we don't know if he had a burner or, something. Maybe that's what he was going to get. I don't know. Maybe there was something that he wanted and he wanted it enough to sneak out of the house at 4 a.m. Yeah. And he was just running down the street. So he was like, I'm just going to go through the grass.
I would be interested to know how many lie detectors they've given Katie, if this is new information or fairly new about the mom having contact. I wonder if they, would bring that up and ask her those questions.
I don't know. I really want to get this verified.
Mm-hmm. But I can't. I just can't picture him texting his mom and them not knowing though, like having all the electronics.
Right.
Oh, I think they know full well.
Everyone keeps asking about the shoes. What about the shoes, you guys?
Well, when he refused to go out barefoot because of the fire ants, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. Here's the thing. If you're sneaking out for just a few minutes, I don't know if that's something that he would be freaking out about. I really don't. I don't know. And again, this is just speculation. We don't even know if this information's true.
He could have carried his shoes out.
No. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, if he snuck out, he could have carried. But yeah, he could have. But there was no shoes missing, so we know that didn't happen.
And he didn't have that many pairs of shoes, allegedly.
As far as I know, he wasn't wearing any slippers, any shoes, or anything like that. What would a few minutes do? Well, Sebastian, meet me 3 houses down at 4 o'clock. That's when I get off work at the truck stop.
And y'all remember he didn't sleep well, so he wouldn't need to set an alarm. He might have been up anyway.
Let me meet me at 4 o'clock at the truck. 3 houses. That's when I get off at work at the truck stop. I got the new Minecraft expansion for you, and I got Nintendo credits. I don't know, something. You guys, I have no idea.
What about the dogs? What about the dogs not hitting, Body?
Well, so there's a map. I don't know if you guys know who SF Investigates. He's a PI who does missing people, and he drew a map. Do you guys remember the phone call that CP had with the divers?
Yeah.
Well, in that phone call, CP describes what the dogs did, and SF Investigates mapped it, and it goes out Sebastian's side of the house there, around some bushes, through the back of the house next door to that road. No, I know, Kathy, I know. All he did was map what Chris Proudfoot said. He didn't investigate it, he just mapped it. But the only thing with that phone call, Kayla, and I would agree with you normally, I know, Nick, I know. but I'm a very open-minded person. I listen to everybody, no matter what side they're on. So, oh God, this was important, and I wanted to ask this. Oh yeah, the phone call. The phone call that CP had with the divers, he didn't know it was being recorded. And that's the only reason I think, there's partial truths there. He didn't know it was being recorded.
He didn't know a lot of things were being recorded, did he?
Right. But he could have been lying because he doesn't want Sebastian found or something. That's entirely possible.
And Cindy, when you contact law enforcement, this would be a good question since you're going to ask questions. The EMA manager for Sumner County, he did an interview with Nick Burris. Is it Nick Burris is his name?
I think so.
Yeah. Where he went over, they showed the whole setup of everything that they've done, all of the dogs, all of the people, the searches, how many miles. It was pretty, intricate of the search that they did for him. And he said that there was no dog hits. The hits stopped at the garage.
Yep. So
for him, the emergency response manager for the county to say that, who's in charge of the searches, to say that's conflicting with what CP says. So can you ask that question?
Ocean, will you do me a favor, please, and just DM it to me? So I do.
And I'll actually see if I can find you a link to the interview so you can watch it yourself.
Yes, that would be great.
Clarification in the dogs would be amazing because it really does change the way the investigation moves, right?
That would be great. That would be great. You guys, I'm going to jump off real quick because it's 12:30 and I have to work tomorrow. But
I have to work. I have a worst day.
Really good conversation, Tony, as usual. Thanks, guys. And I'm going to link up with Steven. I'm going to make some calls and then we will plan on going live, I guess, tomorrow. Tony, is that what we should plan on doing?
I think so, yeah. And I'm going to call it a night too, guys. I've got 3 teams meetings tomorrow I got to get ready for.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys, everybody. And, I think it's important to question these things.
Absolutely.
This is not against Stefan or Steven. Please we don't hate him or we can't believe everything, you guys.
Yep.
We question everything. It's part of the routine, right?
It is. And yes, so Tony, I'll talk to you. I'll text you. I'll call you tomorrow after I talk to Steven. And Buddy, I owe you,
I got your text, but I was at work and we'll talk. We'll talk this weekend.
We'll talk tomorrow as well, or this weekend for sure.
This weekend.
Okay, sounds good. And everybody else have a good night. Thank you. And
thank you, Tony.
Bye, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Not everybody.
You guys.